This is the 1981 DeLorean DMC-12 cast in 1/18 scale by SunStar. Only produced for 2 years, the first DeLorean prototype appeared in October of 1976. Built in Belfast, Northern Ireland, around 9,000 DMC-12s were built before production halted in early 1983. The DeLorean Motor Company went bankrupt in late 1982 following John DeLorean's arrest in October of that year on drug trafficking charges. He was later found not guilty, but it was too late for the DMC-12 to remain in production. The DeLorean is most noted for its stainless steel construction, iconic gull-wing doors, and its ability to travel through time. Let's zoom in and have a look at some of the details. So starting with the front of the car, we can see they've painted on the yellow side marker. They did a pretty nice job. They stayed within the lines, so that's always good. Here's a look at the cast alloy wheel. I like how they were able to get the DMC on the black center cap. They've painted in the body protector side moldings. And here's a look at the windows. The DeLorean couldn't have a full-size retractable window because of the design of the doors, so they had to incorporate these little small cutout windows. They're similar to a Lamborghini Countach. And there's the painted on door lock. And the door handle was stamped into the door there. And there's the back tire. That was a 15-inch wheel. The DeLorean did have four-wheel disc brakes. And there's a shot of the rear quarter showing the red tail marker and the side glass. Here is the back of the DeLorean. I think they've done an excellent job recreating the look and feel of the taillights. I especially like the texture. And you can see my DMC license plate has a little battle damage on it. Presumably it blew off during time travel. The black portion of the bumper is painted on, along with the DeLorean logo. Normally, during this part of a review, I would say let's have a look in the trunk, but that's not the case with the DeLorean. It's a rear engine vehicle. So once you open up the rear louvers, it exposes the engine deck. And if you can get the engine deck open, you can see that they've included a fairly detailed engine. I've actually had to tape the engine deck cover to the louvers. Otherwise, there's no other way to keep it up. Unless I use my big fat thumb. And it's kind of too bad they didn't give you a prop rod or anything, so you'd be able to display the engine with the hood open. And here's the front of the car. I think they did a pretty nice job. I like the recessed quad headlamps and the texture on the turn signal indicators. There's your DMC grill emblem. And they did a pretty nice job replicating the lower air dam. And now for a look in the trunk. They've painted the underside of the hood black. Not really a whole lot going on in there. And now let's have a look at the interior. Just kind of a basic interior, all hard plastic construction. They've got a couple black accents in there, the shifter and the emergency brake and the pedals. The instrument cluster is just a decal. Couple of the buttons in the middle they've color contrasted. And having a look at the passenger side interior. Whoop, hold on, we're having technical difficulties. Okay, here we go. We're good. Zooming in on some passenger side interior details. Looks like they've got simulated dash pad texturing. There's your center cluster, which would include your radio and heater controls. Manual shifter boot. And it looks like we got some cookie crumbs on the seat. And here's the bottom of the DeLorean. The wheels do spin, and they are connected to the steering wheel. And they give us a little bit of detail. There's the transmission. The back tires also spin, but they're not connected to anything. No active suspension at all. So this has been a review of SunStar's 1/18th scale DeLorean. If you are a fan of the DeLorean and cannot afford the real thing, this may be a cheap alternative. If you are a collector of 1/18th die-cast cars and would like to add something interesting to your collection, consider SunStar's DeLorean. Just be sure to have some tape on hand. Tape not included.